One thing to watch out for with practice exams is that if the instructor has changed in a class, so if like an instructor, like if the exam was like from the same class but a different instructor, if it's not like a highly standardized class, like an intro class to your subject, you may find that the exam tests either much different material or has a different bias towards like certain concepts compared to like your current iteration of the class. So that's something to watch out for if you do get like some kind of repository of exams, or even if you get exams from the class, you just want to be aware of that. Okay, so on the topic of like, how do we best use a practice exam if you have access to one? One thing I would recommend is to recreate the test conditions when taking the practice exam. So for this, so in a normal scenario, this would be like, go into like clean off your desk, get your test ready, like put a timer on and just like work through the test on your own. In a remote setting, that will be different depending on the format of the exam, but the general like tips still apply. So like find some comfortable location where you can study and focus. Make sure that you tell, like if you live with other people, make sure you tell them not to interrupt you during this time, just like you would during the test. If the test is, happening on the computer, which it probably is, then have your computer out and try to like recreate the exam like setting, on your computer. And this way, like you get the most genuine experience when you're taking the practice exam. And also in that vein, if it's a closed book exam, don't refer to your notes until after you're done. So this is like a common trap when taking practice exams that I've seen is like when you get stuck, you'll like look at your notes or you look at the solutions if they're provided and see, okay, that was the answer. And then you like write it in afterward and be like, okay, I understand this now because I looked at the answer. But that's a big trap. There's actually been research done on this on this kind of study method. And what they found was that if you struggle through a problem first, even if you don't come up with the right solution, you'll actually learn and retain the information better than if you had looked up the answer immediately. I think this was actually done on, it was like a study, maybe it was a study on like monkeys or something, but there have been some studies on this. So even though like you'll struggle more, I highly recommend like avoiding referring to your notes until after you finish the entire exam. It'll help you a lot more. And also in that vein, if you do struggle somewhere, like just mark it so that you know like which parts to focus on later. And this ties back to what we said about studying weak points. So using practice exams is a great way of figuring out where your weaknesses are, because those might not be obvious. Any study performed on monkeys will be applicable to me. Yeah, I feel that for sure.